Gentlemen, want to know the secrets to quitting your job? Well, welcome back to MGTOW Money, and I will start revealing them piece by piece. This, of course, is MGTOW 2.0, the second wave of MGTOW, where we discuss actionable tips and hacks to increase your options in life, to increase your money mastery, if you will. We are way beyond talking about women. We are way beyond talking about gynocentrism. That is all passé as far as we are concerned. The first 6 videos that I put up were sort of the basics of what any MGTOW needs to do to get a handle on their money, to set the stage to break those chains of financial slavery. Because either you control your money or it controls you. And that, of course, is your choice. You control it or it controls you. With today, though, the next step, I'm going to start revealing some ideas of how to quit your job. Yes, you can quit your job, contrary to what you might think, what your parents might say, what your friends might say, what, God help you, what your spouse might say. You can quit your job, and I'm going to discuss laying the foundation to do just that right now. This video, though, will be the first of a series, just like the first 6 that I put up. Again, I emphasize, I encourage you, please listen to these in order. As a matter of fact, if I were you, if you haven't heard the first 5 of these, 6 of these, go back to the very beginning and listen. They do build on each other, the concepts and ideas. One of the things I spoke about at the very first video was the importance of getting an idea of the basics that you need to survive. Specifically, the 4 basics, in my opinion and my experience, as well as speaking to many others, the 4 basics that you need to survive are: you need shelter, you need utilities, you need food, and I'm even going to say in today's world, you need internet. If you just have those 4 things, shelter, utilities, food, internet, shelter, utilities, food, internet. If you just have those 4 basics, you can be okay. You may not live a life of luxury. You're not going to live like Donald Trump does, but you will be okay. You will survive. You will have some communication with the outside world. You won't be homeless. You won't be living on the streets. The next step in quitting your job is going to be the following. Until you have guaranteed those 4 things, and until you have some way of guaranteeing yourself those 4 things, you need to keep working at a job. You need to keep doing something that you can feel like that gives you some degree of guaranteed income. Maybe not an absolute guaranteed income, a la you might have a small business or something that generates your income. But for the vast majority of humanity, the greater 80% of humanity, they have a job, they go to work between certain hours, and they receive money for doing so. I'm talking to those people. Now, I don't say, and I did not say, you don't have a choice about quitting today, quitting tomorrow. If you want to quit your job right now, go ahead. Or quit tomorrow, go ahead. Even though you don't have your basics covered, go ahead. You, however, are putting yourself in a very, very risky position. That is a tremendous roll of the dice. What I'm encouraging you to do is, before you choose to walk away, you build a safety net. Just like the trapeze artist is walking across that wide chasm, I'm going to tell you, before you do so, you make sure that there is a secure safety net under you. In other words, before you walk away from your job, you make sure you have a safety net that covers those 4 basics that I was just talking about. And that's where we're going to get into some action steps that you're going to start taking today to determine what are the basics that I need, number 1, and specifically the dollar amount involved to cover those basics. So let's take a real world example. Let's say a person has gone through all the figures and he's looked at, all right, how much do I need for shelter? How much do I need for food? How much do I need for utilities? And how much is my internet? Okay, let's say my figure is $1,000, 1,000 USD, 800 or so British pounds, 900 or so euros. Convert to whatever currency you might be using. What is that, about 780 in Australian dollars? Needless to say, this figure is going to be unique to you. Maybe it's less than 1,000 USD. Maybe it's triple. Maybe it's 3,000 USD. This figure is unique to you. But whatever that figure is, you need to come up with a figure. So you've determined I need X amount of dollars to cover my 4 basic needs. The 4 basic needs to survive. Your credit cards, nope. The credit card payments, those are not basic needs. Student loans, nope, sorry, those are not basic needs. You can't actually walk away from them. There might be a high price to pay, but yes, you can actually walk away from them. I'm not encouraging you to do anything. I'm not suggesting that you do so. I just want to make you aware you always have options. There are things that you can do to mitigate those expenses. Again, what are the 4 basics that you need to survive are? Shelter, utilities, food, internet. How much do I need on a monthly basis to cover those expenses? Figure out that number. Write it down. So there's step 1. There's the first step of your homework. Write that number down. Step 2, and this is probably going to put some of you in tears. I want you to write down to the penny, to whatever it takes, what is the exact amount that you have in cash? What is the exact amount of money that you have in cash right now today? Taking everything that you have, and I'm not talking about the watch that you say is valued at $2,383 if I could sell it on eBay tomorrow. I'm talking about money that you have in hand, in your bank, in your money market fund, in some sort of stock, etc. Again, I'm not talking about inheritance. I'm not talking about some sort of far-off pension plan. I'm not talking about some sort of promise from your third friend's cousin. I'm talking about money that you have in hand today, right now. Write that figure down. So again, you've got those 2 figures. You've got a dollar figure of how much money do I need on a monthly basis for my 4 basic needs? And then I've got a dollar figure of how much money do I have today, right now? With those 2 figures, you are going to determine your magic number. Yes, you have a magic number. And I'm going to reveal that magic number to you on the next video. Yes, you're going to need to tune in the next time because I'm going to give you an equation to determine your magic number on the next video. So your homework is you're going to determine what is the monthly expense required. What's that number that I require to cover my monthly expenses? And step 2, how much money do I have? As sad as it might be, as low as that might be, how much money do I actually have to my name right now? Because we are going to build from that. And remember, you do have options, you do have choices, and we're going to move forward on this. With that said, hit the subscribe button now and hit the like button if you found this information useful. As usual, I try to keep these short and to the point. I know your time is valuable. So, John Galt out.